obviously mind your, not that they watch, but just make sure you don't insult other people. I just wanted to warn you just in case you said something sketchy. We're always throwing stones at Sonic. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we are doing a game review for our friend Rocket. He is the Zeus in this game. So I'm going to have to change my view so that it's going to be directed. I'm going to make sure the fog is for Radiant so I can't see anything on Dire. I don't know what this whole clipping thing is. I care nothing for this. So I want player perspective, which is going to be on Zeus. So let's first talk about items. Who are we against? Who do we think we're against? With no information, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I know who it was, but...
Okay, fair. I would guess it's Enchantress. I actually think I watched some of this game. It's either Enchant or Sky. There's no real other option of what you're going to see.
It was Enchantress.
So it's going to... And I'm just saying that knowing right now. These are the two heroes you're going to see mid. It's going to be a PA safe lane, Tidehunter off lane. Ogre, in theory, could be mid, but that would just be a blessing for you anyway, because he's not going to do shit to you. You just get to farm.
Nice. That would have been nice.
So you're really going to deal with a Skywrath or an Enchantress. And you guess the Enchantress because she wants to farm, and there's already a 3, right? So Enchantress can be a support, but this is probably what we're going to be dealing with. So with Enchantress, you're unlikely, because of her long attack range, to get Claries. I still would want to have at least a Mango, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee, without even seeing anything, you are going to run out of mana, and we are going to see it happen. Clarities are probably foolish, but at least one Mango just bringing it. I think the Observer Ward is smart. Good thing your team got you. You do have a lot of money here. A lot of Zeuses go for a mantle or 2 mantles because the extra int. Remember that int gives you a amount of spell amp as well as mana regen. So you'd have a bigger mana pool. You'd be doing a little bit more spell damage. Not tremendously, but a little bit.
I think I went straight for bottle.
It's okay to bottle rush. It's not always as good as flat stats. Does that make sense?
Seconds to video
Yeah.
games. 30 seconds.
Yeah, the laning phase is rough for me, so...
I'm going to look at last that's in the eyes. Okay, so obviously you're waiting. Let's talk about your whole team for a moment here. So your team comp, Lifestealer, is really good versus Skywrath and Ogre and Tide. He's not so good against PA and not so good against Enchant. Abaddon is kind of bad here because of the PA, but it's not the worst. Windranger is a perfect hero for this game. Can be a counter to PA. So I think you... Right here. I know you're afraid. I'm just going to go forward a little bit. Okay, 5 seconds, right? So, real quick, you always have to assess the situation. You can actually see, thanks to Mercy over here, that there are 2 heroes right here. So the most you're going to have is 3, and you actually have your Windranger also. I would be a little bit more aggressive, and you just don't skill. In case you have to, you take Heavenly Jump, which isn't ideal, but it's possible, and you be on top of it. Because actually, if you had contested, you would notice really quickly, as you're standing here-ish, that you would see Skywrath Mage and know that you can contest. Because if you were standing on top of her right here, you guys could really fuck her up. Right here, this is where we want to use our mana. 80 mana for 180 damage because it's going to hit both of them is absolutely worth it every time, regardless of who, even if they're not even in your lane, even if these are people who are top, which is not the case because Enchantress is here. I would use this the entire time they're here. So I would have casted right there. I would keep following them and keep casting. They lose the trade. So just do it until they get out of vision and then go back to your lane. Because your mana will be coming back anyway as the lane is starting, and Enchantress has to waste regen. But okay, so we're going to use our Arc Lightning to last hit under almost all circumstances. So whenever you try to hit with your right click, you do 58 to 66 damage. Actually, it's technically it's 64 is what it's going to put your damage at, but obviously it's a range, right? So we're doing about 60 damage a hit, a little bit over that. With that in consideration, this does 90. And the bigger thing is that creeps have armor, right? They have 2 armor, so they're going to resist 10% of physical. They actually resist 0% of magic, if you notice. So that means equal magic to physical actually is already a win, let alone the fact that your Arc Lightning is about 30 damage higher. So never get greedy and think, I'll just hit it with my right click. Just don't, because it's fine. As much as it pushes the lane, these bounces are going to hit Enchantress, and every time you hit her for 90, you're slowly pushing her out of lane. And she can't touch you. You're untouchable. Like right now, I get ready to queue this. And now. And that would have killed it, by the way, because it was, I just guessed, but it was 92. Now you're gonna have to right click sometimes outside of Arc Lightning's cooldown, and that just is what it is. You're gonna have to try to deny without it. You do your best. Yeah, you decided not to buy boots. You're gonna buy bottle instead. That's probably smart. I don't think you need your boots. Good. We're using your Q. Excellent. You took Heavenly Jump. I think I might take Lightning. Heavenly Jump can be nice, but she's not going to kill you most likely. She could try to enchant, but since you're always going to be standing on the stairs or back, she can't solo kill you even with enchant. Your only worry is a gank. And the only ganker here that's going to get you is going to be a Skywrath Mage. So I think you can afford to be aggressive and take Lightning Bolt. It is questionable. There is a risk, of course, but I think that's a good risk. So far you are winning, right? 2 to 2 denies, you're up to 2 last hits. So this is actually winning for you. Now this is where the mana's going to hit you, right? Another casting of Arc Lightning, and you're going to be probably too low. Hold on. I have my DotA sound a little bit higher than I'd like it. Audio, let's turn unit speech down. Turn down to 75. It felt a little much. Alright, I would send your bottle immediately, and I would send a mango with it. I think you can afford that, right? It's about 100 mana. Yep. It's less than 100 mana for a mango. The reason why is you want the burst mana too. Because right now you're out of mana, and if you're out of mana, you might as well not even be here because you don't exist. Oh, the other reason to get early Lightning Bolt is if you think there's a ward, you can just do a quick D ward. For the low cost of 120 mana, you can get free observer wards. There actually is one, but we only know that because of replay. Like, we wouldn't know this otherwise, but it's up here.
Yeah.
And now you can feel how weak your last sitting and denying game is, because Enchantress is going to keep hitting you with an impetus. She's bad, thankfully, and doesn't know how to last hit very well. I wouldn't be so afraid to take damage. So you actually missed a last hit here for no reason. It's this one right here. So you know that impetus has a cooldown, right? It's 6420, right? Yep, 6420.
Yeah.
So the most she can have right now is in a 4-second cooldown, so she just threw it, so she can't throw it again. And you're going to notice the damage you take is pretty minor, but you ran away from this last hit when you didn't need to. Be willing to contest when you have regen. You're sitting on 3 tangos, and your health is fine. Like, without them. Plus, you have a Fairy Fire. When you buy this much regen, make sure you're willing to trade it for money. Because if you get less money out of your regen than it was worth to buy it, it kind of wasn't worth it. Most people, it depends, don't go more than 1 Arc Lightning. If they're going to go more than 1, they only go 2. So I hope you didn't go more than 2 in Arc Lightning. At that point, it becomes less effective, and people are going Lightning Bolt instead. It can be fine. I'm not going to sit here and tell you don't do it. Just be careful. It hurts your kill potential tremendously, but it helps your team fighting tremendously. This is a good steal. Only thing I would criticize, and it's a small thing, is that you had 1 bottle charge when you went over there. I would be using it right now as you're going to contest Rune. You'd have another 100 health, roughly. A little under 100 health, right? No, 100 health. And 60 mana for free. This is a good trade. As soon as she heals, you want to get out. She's going to heal way more than you can deal in damage without mana. At least she wasted her mana. She's now down to 150, but she bought a Basilius. So that's kind of going to be your thing. And whenever our mana is this low, you know that runes are not going to cover this. That's when we buy just a bonus Clarity or a bonus Mango. Because the extra 50 to 65 mana is going to be worth it just to get you back to a spot where you can engage her. Because like you can see her health right now, she just used Spirit's Attendance, so it's not even up right now. If you had full mana, you could kill her. Like straight kill her. Like 100% just kill without anything when after that engagement. But since you have low mana, you're losing opportunities. A Zeus without mana is honestly not even Zeus. And now you're giving her the chance to get up in your face because she's leveling up Impetus. It's level 2 right now, and the damage is pretty heavy.
Yeah, I feel the damage.
And this is a tip for you since Impetus has a cooldown. The moment that you see Impetus cast, I'm going to do it in slow motion just for helpfulness. the moment you hear it, since it makes a really audible sound effect, and I'm sure you know what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for it. Come on, Enchantress. You actually walk back towards her. Because remember that the way Impetus works is how far the target is. So if you actually get closer before this makes contact, in general, just if you know she's going to launch it, walk towards her. It actually will do much less damage. As you're walking away, see how it contacts you here instead of here? The damage is tremendous. You could have taken like 100 less damage or more because Impetus is pure. You might have even taken like 150 less damage. Yep, you need that water rune, so absolutely grab that. And you went these iron branches. If you're going to go iron branches, other than to eat as a tango, you're probably dead. So when you should be watching her when you're coming back to the lane. This is too risky for you. You have bottle charges you need to have. This is a bad fight no matter how you're going to move it. You just want to take the long route, right? Like, I can't draw on the map, sorry. You want to take this long route. I can't ping either. You want to take the long route around these trees or through this tree into this right here. Because she's just going to sap exactly what you just went to do. So you went and got a water rune. She's going to hit you with Impetus. She's going to start smacking you. And, like, you damage her too, but she can get back because she has Nature's Attendance. For 140 mana, she gets full health. In exchange, you're now down more health than you started with. And she's sitting there at basically plenty. I wouldn't even stay. You can't do anything. I would go back to base. At this point, you don't have an option. You kind of lost your opportunity to sit here and do what you wanted to do. Now you're risking death. If she really was smart, she would go into these trees and she's gonna kill you straight up. Yep. Same thing. When you think an attack's gonna launch, don't use your jump. I think you used it. If you're gonna use your jump, you need to use it sooner. So as soon as you see her go up onto your high ground, right? There's no reason she's gonna be here unless she's trying to hit you. So the moment that she comes up on high ground, you turn around and jump immediately. If you spend any time like this back and forth, you've already died if you jump.
Don't think I wasn't fond of you.
Now, thankfully, she took way too much aggro because she could have thrown that off on the creeps, and she took a ton of damage. So I would... Number one, I would ask for a gank if people will. I would ask Crystal Maiden to come kill Enchantress with you. Because together, you guys should be able to do it. Because you don't even need right click since you're both magic dealers, so her 6 doesn't even matter. If not, make sure you spend your mana as fast as possible. We have Fountain debuff for 0.5 seconds. I don't know if she's in range, but try. Like, I would actually, when I come in, I'd run and try to cast on her. She ended up being too far away anyway, but just make sure you have the attempt in, so that if she shows, you can cast 2 spells and still have regen from Fountain. Alright, at least you're getting some last hit. You're securing it. Oh, you missed the banner creep. You were too busy, like, going back and forth. You just gotta commit on it. Banner creeps are big. Not quite as big as siege creeps, but big. Alright, rune's coming up soon, right? The first power rune. So make sure we're watching that. I would hit her with Lightning Bolt every single time she moves forward. I want her to use Spirits. Right now you have a lower cost because it's level 1, because you decided to go 3 Arc Lightning, which I think is... Alright, Real Rune's top. I think I already know that, but I would check bottom anyway. Oh no, she didn't grab it, so it is bottom. Good using your bottle. Alright, perfect. So what you want is to get 6 and then immediately go on her. So look at her health, right? It's pretty low. If you had ult and Arcane Rune, you could kill her instantly. So I would just bide my time and not use any mana at all. I would literally just, like, wait. Not let her impetus you either. You don't want her to get... okay, you have 6. So you take 6. I believe with Arcane... I wouldn't be looking for kills elsewhere. I think you can kill Enchantress, depending on what she does. Unfortunately, you use your... okay, so right there. Again, you're looking for a kill on Enchantress. You have mana, right? You have a bottle. So you use this Q where it does hit Enchantress, but this Q you're about to do doesn't hit her because you lose vision, and then you use your Lightning Bolt on the creep. So you blew 150 mana roughly on something that wasn't damaging Enchantress, and now it's much harder to kill her. It's still possible, it's just harder. You want to be making sure you just unload on her. Because she's 100% killable with enough mana. Did I hear? Did I hear hello?
No, I was yelling at the cat. It kept opening my door. Maybe
Okay.
you heard it meow.
Okay, right here, by the way, I'm going to do it in slow motion. Enchantress walks up on your high ground. This is the one time that, unfortunately, since you don't have ult, it's a really hard contest, but I would stand and fight. She's bad at standing and fight if you're close to her. She has 200 health, and she hasn't activated sprites yet. So you have two options. One option is to jump into trees here with your Heavenly Jump, because you do not want to jump away. I would wait for the attack to make contact and then jump here. Or, instead, you man up. So instead, you run. She actually disengages, right? You are currently fine. And then you move back towards her. If you were going to commit, you had to commit originally. You can't be wishy-washy. Being wishy-washy dealt you about 200 extra pure, and now you're going to walk into her. But now you decide to go back, then you decide to go in. Do you see this like this unsure movement with your mouse? How you go in, you go out, you go in, you go out. And because of it, you're about to die. You could Fairy Fire and try to cast. I don't think you'll live anyway. Because actually, if you see how much damage she takes in the tower, she wasn't too far off, but it's okay. I mean, honestly, you're a little bit ahead in the last hits. She's just ahead in net worth. The net worth right now puts her about 600 gold ahead. So that's because of the 2 kills. So this is one of those times I would not complain, but I would really say like, hey, Crystal Maiden, I need you mid, right? Just make sure you do emphasize. I don't know if you did or not. Taking a quick peek is fine, right? We're gonna look at those other heroes. And now it's gonna be really hard. Good jumping in though. That was good. That was a good denial of damage. So she's healed, so you definitely can't do anything there. Send your courier to Secret Shop if you haven't already. You did. Excellent. Mana Boot's coming in. Next item I would get this game is Yule's, which I think you do. You do. Excellent.
Yeah.
And you know why?
The dodge, the throws, and Skyrim.
Yep. You can also dodge Tidal.
Yeah.
Invisibility.
And you can purge Ogre. So, lots of good things. So, we don't see Enchantress. That should be concerning to you. You did ping it, so good. Excellent. She is...
She goes top, I think. Yeah.
Top, there she is. You pinged it. Anybody who dies, it's their own fault. You pinged it before she showed up. Nothing you can do there. I would farm this camp. A lot of people farm this camp when there's no wave. Either that or you gank. But I don't... Oh, I would steal this kill. I guess it's life stealer. Maybe not. Maybe not. Careful, you're walking in a dangerous territory right now. I know you were checking runes, but it was a minute late, so I don't think there's any reason to assume they were there. Oops, clicked on the wrong hero.
Well, she had left already. So.
It's still dangerous. This is just dangerous territory always for any hero. Like an ogre could cast Ignite and Tide could walk out and hit you with Q. I know that they weren't there, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just looking around too. So at this point, it's going to be really hard to catch up. She's only 500 ahead of you, but she's going to start fighting much better. She's hit her mid game, and her mid game is stronger than your mid game. So you have two options. It's the stay and just safely farm from a distance option, which is fine. Or... How did you know? Did they just tell you to ult?
No, I looked, but I didn't show you on
Okay, you did. Cool. I would send for your Voidstone with your courier right off the bat. 2.25 mana regen is way big. You tried to walk back into that one, so not too bad. You're alright. I think the Fairy Fire use might have been a little bit premature. Think of Fairy Fires as only usable. Make sure you mana boot. Mana boot! Mana boot! Efficiency of mana boots. Use them the moment they're available. Oh gosh, you're killing me, Rocket. Mana boot! There we go. Oh, you're so dead. There's no saving you. As soon as you got ganked by 2, you're dead. Don't be afraid to put wards down for yourself. Like, because they're free.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
I see Scarlet Mage missing here. I don't know if it was recent, though. So it looks like mid might be too hard for you right now. I would go gank then. I would specifically go top. I would find out who's doing the worst. I would look at the scoreboard and I would say Lifestealer's doing fine. Off lane, we're 1 and 2, 1 and 0. I'd probably go top. Either that or you gank. You get somebody together to help you. Just don't go to a lane uselessly. I know that Krista Maiden is here. You needed to commit a little better, but I'm going to be honest, she also doesn't have Q, so she's useless. Yeah. Like honestly, not having Q at level 5 is 100% unacceptable. So she's just a useless hero right now. Hit her with everything you got. Perfect timing. Okay. Mana boot. Mana boot. You're down, mana. Mana boot. There we go. It's just hard because you want to be helpful. So, like, if you put pressure on a different lane right now, you would make Enchantress come. So I think top would be where you'd want to be because you have an Abaddon to help you survive Enchantress, and Wind Ranger can be immune. So you could probably, like, ult.
Red nav.
What's up now? He's still low, right?
I don't think I saw it, did I?
No, I know, but
yeah.
I don't know if your team said anything. You're probably dead. Yeah, man up, just fucking. By the way, this is like a pro strat. I'm gonna tell you right now. Ready? You're doing the right thing, manning up. I don't know where Enchantress went, but she's right there. Okay. When you decide to run, how you should run. You wanna hug the tree line right here. Because since these trees are uneven, at any given point, Enchantress can chase you and try to attack and lose vision for just a millisecond. That's all it takes to delay her by like 0.5 seconds because the startup begins and then she gets canceled because she can't see you and has to start up all over again when she sees you again. So you walk really wide around once she finds you. So you're walking in a straight line out from the tree. Does that make sense? You want to hug the tree this way. It makes it much harder. Now, you're still probably going to die, but it's just something to note. It might have saved you. Or, oh, you live. Yep, hug in. I'd ult to get vision. Duki and Juker are so easy with ult. It's worth it if you live.
2 down.
Oh, you're going back. Don't circle back. Mana boot.
Where are you going?
Oh, yeah, let's go. She's stupid. She definitely could have killed you if she just kept distance from you. And I know you jumped, but like she could have kept way more distance. She's bad. Okie dokie. And yeah, by the way, Windlace is fine, but Staff before Voidstone I think is a little foolish just because you really need that mana regen. The flat, like just 10 is exciting, but not that exciting. And yet again, these Iron Branches are feeling real sad in your inventory. They seem mostly pointless. Back to base is probably the right move. You almost died to fucking jungle creeps. That was scary.
They wanted to gank me so bad. They're like, oh, this is Zeus, let's get him.
I would sell your Iron Branch to make sure you can afford duels before you leave base. So help me if you leave base without... Alright, you got duels anyway. Looks like someone picked up a bounty when you're good. So you can keep the Iron Branch then. Oh, is someone going to send that back for you?
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Probably not.
Did you bottle, by the way, in base? You know that you, even in base, if you bottle, you take that regen as well when you get out of base faster. Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, was that? Oh, that was Tide's Fairy Trinket. It showed me the enemy team. That's stupid. I get it now.
And I wish I had the Fairy's Trinket this game.
You were so busy, by the way, looking at the enemy team. Ready? You're looking bottom. You look back mid. Now you're looking at heroes there, and because of that, you end up getting hit by an impetus for free. You threw away 250 health. I know it's important to look around at Zeus, but all you need to look at is, like, without me looking, I can tell nobody's fighting because I can see the people on the map, right? Nobody's around this hero. These heroes aren't close enough to be fighting. Heroes in base. These heroes aren't close enough to be fighting. This hero is by itself. So all I need to do is look at the minimap for like a moment, and you can tell when people are fighting. So like there might be a fight here, right? So now I might look. Looks like it's fine. I'd look back. Does that make sense? And you can also look up here as a little cheat. This only applies if you're losing the fight, but since you can see your own team's health, you can't see the enemies. Since you can see your own team's health, So, all that matters here is order. I think you kill her if you do a different order of spells. And do you want to know what the order is? So, you see Enchantress. You are right to use Lightning Bolt first. It's Lightning Bolt, Arc Lightning, Heavenly Jump, because it's obviously a low range. It's a 700 range, so you want to get that 25 damage right off the bat. You don't have to ult right away. So here's an example. You're going to hit her for a lot of damage. You're going to Q. You need to jump while you can. You might even jump before Q. Jump immediately in Q and she dies, by the way.
Yeah.
But because...
Life would do anything the whole time.
How? In what way? He can't...
He
can't do anything. Now, if I was Lifestealer, I might try to, like, Infest Bomb or something. So you didn't use your Heavenly, so she's gonna live. Now Lifestealer should infest you. And when I was watching this the first times, I watched some of this game, by the way, everybody. If Lifestealer infests you, you live. Because he gives you this bonus 400 health. So we're just going to skip to when you come back because we only care about your game. Okay. So next item, Kaya is okay. I think I would just buy Ags. Ags has such important value. I think it's better.
Yeah.
Good. You actually had that, by the way. You could have grabbed that creep. Watch your cooldown, ready? And it's ready. You didn't use it even when you were in range, and you just kind of danced around. Just be careful, because I know that seems small because it's one creep, but one creep adds up a lot over time. Small inefficiencies like that can be easily changed. Good on the missing. They can easily be changed to help you a ton. Enchantress is going to have a hard time staying in lane here, which is good. You haven't lost mid tower either. Looks like a fight's happening top, and I only know that without even looking because the number of heroes that are there. This would be a good time to back up. Oh, you don't have a TP. I guess it doesn't matter.
No. I don't have ult either.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Who cares? I do bottling. No reason not to. There's also a DD bottom, which you haven't really spec'd out, even though you can see it. I can see it on the map. You don't bottle here, right? So you could have max health and max mana, basically. But instead, you just grab the bottle straight and you waste 2 charges. Bottles have to be used to their utmost efficiency, otherwise they're not worth getting. Because they're kind of expensive, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, instead you could buy something that gave you passive regen or something, and you'd end up getting more from it. I would... Oh, by the way, I might have walked towards top, though. Because if you had started walking, you'd be there right now. I don't know if that would matter, but it would be nice. Don't be afraid to walk if you don't have a TP. But thankfully you have ult now and you have TP. It looks like you're down on Enchantress about 1,000 gold, which is, you know, sad, but 900 actually. That's life. By the way, there's tons of jungle items, and I see none of them.
I don't think we have any.
Oops. How do I get out of shot?
I just got one.
That's sad. There it is. Let the creeps do the work. Don't run up. You don't know where Enchantress is. Remember, you don't need to take the tower. Mana boat! Mana boat! I'd be looking to participate in this fight top. I'd want to be there if I were you. This is the time where you want to be in fights and just present. This is why some mids get travels. I don't think they all should, especially at your level. But I do think that it's something to consider of why they're buying it. It's so that they can be part of every fight once they hit their 12. Because if you were already here prior to what's going on now,
yeah,
you would kill PA instantly without anything. You just kill her. But instead, PA is going to jump backwards, and it's going to cause this big chase. You're also not looking at the right area, so I want to question your camera work here. So camera is something to be very considerate of. So I'm gonna look at your camera position first, right?
Heal us.
This is good, this is bad, right? You never want you, if you're not actively being killed, to be basically on stream at all. So this is where you are. My camera would be right here. Because I know where I am coming up. I know where I'm walking. I'm walking here. I want to see the fights, right? So I'll walk on screen once I'm close enough to cast. Maybe this if you need to, right? Where Zeus is right here at the bottom. Does that make sense? You just don't need to have like this, and this is a thing you're gonna notice, and I can tell when someone, and not you because you're obviously a little better than your rank probably implies, but I can tell a Herald game as soon as I'm watching because typically their camera's like this during a fight. Yours is a little better, but it's just something to consider because all you can see right now is Enchantress and Tide, and you're missing potential opportunities to kill. So like right now, PA is actually still here. She is right here. You don't, and I saw her for a brief moment. That's how I know she's still here. And you might have been able to snag her if you had her in vision. Now I leave though. You got nothing. Also bottle.
Make that 2.
So right here, as soon as the fight is going poorly, which means you only have one person left, Lifestealer's bottom. So you just have Mercy with no ult. This fight is over, right? This is a backup. No reason to be here. I would immediately start bottling like you do. Would you use your mouse to do that too? Fucking use your hotkeys. You motherfucker.
Yeah.
But then it's just get out. Just run away. You instead kind of dilly-dally here. You should be using your second bottle charge just for mana. And then you dilly-dally again. See this uncertain movement? I'm not even saying you'll die from it, but you very well could. And even there, I'm not sure what happened, but I'm gonna wait. Okay. I want to point out every time you stop moving. Stopped. You weren't CC'd. You just stopped. Stopped.
Yeah, because like the fucking creeps and they.
Yeah, but usually when you're blocked by creeps, like you blocked a little bit, but some of those were stops, and I'm gonna point out that you're about to stop again.
No, when I click on the creeps, it stops all action.
There you go. You stopped. See.
Including movement. Yeah, right there I quit, but.
You stopped before the creeps. You did stop in the creeps, but also to be fair, why do you stop in the creeps, right? Because you don't have to go through them. It's not like they're blocking your path. You could very easily just walk this way. You choose to walk into the creeps. Because you could just go this way around the tower instead. This is not a significantly better way. It's better in theory because it's obviously the longest line for Enchantress, but if there's stuff in the way, it's not. So you stop once, then you run into the creeps, and then right here, I think it's because you're trying to drag your camera. Which, by the way, I drag like this. You end up stopping right over there, but you're gonna live anyway. It's gonna be fine. Just if you were gonna die, that's why you were gonna die, if that makes sense. I think you can go farm. I don't think you need to go back to base. I would go right over to the jungle. You have enough mana. You'll be all right.
Radiant having unfortified structures.
Did anybody talk to Lifestealer this game, by the way? Or did he self-mediate? Like, we just let him do it?
I don't know. I don't think he said a word all game long, so...
Because I would tell Lifestealer at some point, like, oh, you're gonna finish Deso? Like, do you feel comfortable fighting once you have Deso? And it might not have worked, mind you. I don't know what his response would have been. But as soon as he finishes his Deso, Lifestealer's real strong, and I would ask him if we can play around getting, like, bottom tower or something. That way he still feels comfortable being in the lane that he, won. Because he has a lot of farm, right? And we'll just make a play around him. Be like, oh, hey, we can get you some kills, dude. Pose it as you will. Anyway, back to you. Back mid. You do have a TP, but I wouldn't go. I'd stay where you're at. Oh, on that note, by the way, you Yules too early. So right here, you get slowed, right? I know that you're slowed. I would jump. Because the jump isn't going to be affected by your slow. Jump first. Because you want to save the Yules for when Skywrath silences you. Instead, he silences you as you jump. And I believe that you live this. It's more that it would have been easier to catch you. Also, after you jump, if an impetus is coming at you, you could dodge it too. It does work out, don't get me wrong. Thankfully, you're actually pretty tanky and they're weak, but this is a bad fight already. I would immediately ping out without knowing at all what happens. This is rough. And Enchantress is still around, right? She's got to still be over here. I would get out immediately. I wouldn't stay. I'd tell Wind Ranger she's on her own. Yep. I think... Oh, was that your Yules? Oh no, why the Yules? No, Rocky. Why did your Yules? You had jump. You just turn this way, and you just jump right over the terrain. Because you Yules, all you do is give the enemy team time to close on you. That Yules killed you. It happens. I think you live. Because remember, when it happened, right before you Yulesed, you did get ravaged, right? Which, number one, kind of happened because you circled back. But right here, if you don't Yules, so nobody was ready with the CC. So you'd be walk, walk, jump. You'd be over here, like right here. Enchantress might still see you, so you start running through the trees. And they don't have any blinks, not counting PA. So I think at your current health level, because you'd be around the same, I think at 800, you just kind of go away. Plus, remember, you'd still have your Yules. So, like, you could Yules over here when they're under tier 2 tower if you needed to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think you live. Either way. You're dead anyway, so we'll skip. No reason to spend time when you're dead. Okay, this is a good fight. I probably should start at the beginning, huh? You TP in. Your camera's a little weak here. Again, I would be over here. Just to see a little better. Good all the same. I would just, yeah, rock PA. I wouldn't even stop. I would just go full aggro here. Thankfully, it all works out, because I'm pretty sure Skywrath turns around. I think this is right around the time I stop watching you. Okay, that's a 1 fight. So what do we want to do immediately?
Take the tier 1.
Take the tier 1. Push! You just want to bottle Lifestealer. Give him a little love. Now he's gonna go aggressive and not use his wand. By the way, I already know this because I remember seeing that. Hit her. Go on her. Full commit. Full commit. Don't stop. Perfect. All right. Awesome kill. Perfect.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
This'll come in handy.
Bottle up. Yep. There we go.
Taking damage.
Now that the tier 1's down and the tier 1's down bottom, I would actually go top. Unless your team wants to fight. I would ask. Be like, hey guys, we're going to fight or we're going to like kind of split up again. If they want to push tier 2 as a team, I would go down with them. If they seem to say like, oh no, we're going to farm the jungle for a bit, I would go top. Right now, your only fear is Enchantress, and she can't kill you solo. So I just want to see why we go over there. I see a fight. Most of your team's there. That's fair. So here's what I would do. Number one, I want to look and see what's going on. How are they positioning? So we see that Ogre is coming from over here, which means the team might be over here. So I would want to probably meet with my team on this stairway. This one just feels too dangerous, and we don't know if they have vision as of yet. So unless you're willing to throw a lightning bolt right now, I wouldn't walk up these stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, you even... Oh, you do! Let's go! Yep, and you can't really see. Like I said, you can see how little you can see watching this again, yeah. Because, like, how many people are part of this fight if I cover it up? How many enemies?
Where it looks like.
Do you think it's all 4 of them? Do you think it's 3? How many enemies do you think are here? Because you can only see 1.
2. Well, I can see Skywrath on the map.
Okay, only now because you're looking. But if you were in real time, I don't think you were looking at the map.
No, probably not.
So you don't know.
Yeah.
Now, if we looked at the right place during the fight, I can... It's Ogre, Tidehunter, no Ravage. It's just Tide. Skywrath just cast a spell. I also know which spells he cast, so I know he's out. I just saw Enchantress, right? So I saw Enchantress the moment she came because I was watching for her. And so what that would tell me, since there's still a Skywrath left, and do you know where Skywrath is right now? Because I do.
Behind Enchantress.
He's actually right here, I believe. Let's see if I can open the fog. I believe that he went into the trees, but I could be wrong. Oops. Player view, but I want to do fog. How do you do fog again? I already forgot how I do fog. Did I not do this at the beginning? I was like, yeah, you can change the fog. Is it free camera? Free camera. I don't even see Skyrath. Okay, maybe he is right here. Alright, fair enough.
And he has sparkles.
Yeah, I can see his sparkles. That's all he is. So let's see what you do, because with the fact that we do not see PA, because we don't, right? I would be looking to Lifestealer. If he goes in, you go in. He's not, you get out. Oh, I forgot I'm not on. So I keep my camera on my cores here, which is Wind Ranger. Where is Lifestealer? Is he inside Wind Ranger? He is. So I'm sure you didn't even know that because of your camera. So you're watching the fight. You watch your friends go left, so you know that. You probably heard the infest, and you just walk away. So everything that's going to happen from this point, you're not watching, so you don't know. Then you notice the fight, right? So now you actually have to move in. Even if it works out... Okay, Enchantress is going to get away. So I just want to show you what could have happened. So if we were watching here, we would have seen Skyrath, right? We're backing up, that's cool. I see Wind Ranger with Lifestealer, and I know we're going in. I would already be turning around, so we'd already be on our way, right? So going in, that's where you'd be jumping in, point blank. You'd cast your lightning, you'd hit her with Q, you'd Ulcer to stop her from hurting Wind Ranger, which actually you might have saved Wind Ranger's life, and you'd actually be on top of her right now, like point blank. And then you know, she wouldn't be nearly as far because you would have used her earlier. She might even die. I'm not even sure. I don't really know if you kill her or not. If you do, great on you. Ults? Okay. Don't use this, it's a waste. It's just a slow. It's not the end of the world. You want to save this for when it matters, because remember that it's also mana. 175 mana, which is enough to cast your Lightning Bolt. So right here, you want to focus on Ogre if you're going to stay. If you're not going to stay, that's fine. And that TP, we talked about this. That's the last part I saw. So this TP right here, I know that you died due to... Actually, I'm not going to spoil it. He dies. If you just waited to go onto the high ground here, it's much harder for PA to jump on you, because she actually, I believe, jumped, right? She didn't walk into you. She had vision. Am I wrong? Yeah, she got vision. She got vision of you and jumped from here to here. She can't do that if you're on the high ground. She doesn't have vision up there, which I don't know if she does or not. But yeah, Rock.
Does Mercy have shield there or no?
Say it again.
Did Mercy have shield there or no? A Father shield.
He did. He also had Q. So could he have saved you? Absolutely. I don't blame him because you guys TP'd so close to one another.
I also died very quick.
Yes, you did. Because he sees you. Right here is when he would turn around. And I don't know if he could have saved you.
Yeah.
Happens. You got a little bit unlucky on the crits. Happens to the best of us. And by the way, I don't think Shard's bad. I would still want to rush your Ags. You're delaying your Ags with this Kaya and this Shard, and it's just a lot of time to, you know, 3,500 gold. You know, you'd almost be finished with Ags. Ags has such tactical value because of the CC. You are dead no matter what you do. Because you're dead anyway, and I don't believe you can live, you have two options. It's the fancy try to live strategy. What that looks like is you jump into the trees here, you do your leap in that direction to throw them off. I know you're slowed. You accept the slow, and the moment you see either hero get close to you, you use them and just run diagonally away and just hope something works out. It probably isn't going to. Or you accept death and you hit PA for everything it's worth, not counting ult. You literally jump on top of her and just unload, just knowing that she'll be down health for a little bit. It doesn't much matter, you're probably dead anyway. And you can see how you've fallen very far behind as far as the net worth, just because of the time spent dead, the earlier farm that you missed out in lane. So what I would be doing is I would be moving around with your Wind Ranger, and I would say like, oh, let's ward up and let's like have somebody ward up, and let's make pick a fight basically. Because basically, whenever you're alone, you're now apt to die. I would not turn. Get the fuck out of there. Be happy that she did not kill you with that DD. Bye.
That was definitely a spooky experience. DD.
Okay, we're coming. You are taking the slow path, by the way. I'm not necessarily against it if you're doing it for safety. But since Abaddon's with you, I would take the fast path. The fast path is to walk this straight line. You walk around this tree, and then you walk the line. Maybe you can move on one of these heroes. I'm not sure, though. Then you decide to walk backwards. So you went like this. You waited here, and then you went down this way. Do you see that? Yeah. So when your team is all in position over here, all 4 of them, you're 8 miles away. So you just have to consider how much time you're spending. If you wanted to take the safer route and like go along this tree line here instead of crossing over this death threshold, I understand. But you had to commit to it. Because since you're not here, you can't start nuking this Enchantress, which is exactly what you want to do. No one's going to die from the ult yet. I think that was a premature ult. You want to do it when they don't know how much health they're going to have. You want them to be surprised. So you want to save it until people are kind of about to die. Because you did it too early, now they're all going to back up. Because now they know what they're dealing with and see how they're like hiding away. Now, thankfully, it looks like the fight is mostly going to work out for you anyway, because you guys win these fights. Do you know what I'm going to say here?
Yeah.
So number 1, if you want to kill Tide here, you could actually Yule's him.
Should have Yule's PA instead of myself.
And yes, that is exactly what I was going to say. You start getting hit, and there is real danger here. Number 1, I would wonder if my CM at CC, but you don't know. I would Yule's PA, I would walk right here. Right in between these trees and TP there. Instead, you Yule's yourself, Skywrath shows up. You are going to TP, and you do get away. You actually did TP in the right place. You just Yule's yourself first.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have to hit him with a Suraction Slacks.
MPA, for some reason, ignored me and went for CM instead.
Yeah, pushing out mid-wave is good. I saw that. There's no way you save the tower. I would push out bottom, I think. And I would take that as soon as possible. That's like Cadban looking real good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, your supports...
Oh, that's PA, not mine.
Unfortunately... Oh, sorry. Unfortunately, your supports are just not doing well. Like, may I say something disparaging with no intent to disparage anybody? So, and this game is going to be hard just because the matchup's a little bit and all that. There's other factors to be going on here. But your Wind Ranger is actually really good. She's trying. She's trying real hard, right? I would argue that CM is borderline useless. I haven't really seen anything that CM has done much. Borderline. Not entirely, just mostly useless. I know what Abaddon's going here, which is like a healing build, and I get that because it's a support Abaddon, not a core Abaddon, so I understand it's not going to be a core Abaddon, and that's fine. I think I would have a 4-staff. Like, it's hard to say because not every support's the same and has to have the exact same support items, but I think I would have a 4-staff because I think it's so important to push people out of Skywrath ult, and I think it's also so important to get into position, right? To like just zip in and heal someone or hit them with shields. So I just feel like Abaddon is like poorly placed in this game, if that makes sense. Abaddon's not that like a bad support. It's just there's just potential problems is the point. But it is what it is. You definitely need to look at your jungle items here. I would take this Vambrace for the Spell Amp, 6% Spell Amp. Looking pretty sweet.
Bottom tower under fire.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Oh, Enchantress has an enchanted quiver. Ooh.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
They both got one.
Tower is destroyed.
Why am I not watching you? Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
So, you're buying your Ags finally. Your camera positioning is still weak, right? Right here. This is ideal. Because you should roughly know where you are anyway. Also, you can cheat because if you're here, right? You could say where's Zeus, right? If I cover this up, where are you standing? You know how I can find out? Hold on. In a real game, rather than this, which is a replay, you can hover over your abilities, and they'll show you what the range is, right? It's different because it's a replay, so the replay won't show me. But like you can actually see the range on your thingies, even if you're not on the screen. You'll see that green circle, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The range finder icon for any spell, and you can just do this. You can tell exactly where you are without ever looking, because the range icon will let you know. Okay. I would, yep, back up, perfect. Kite backwards. I don't think you can save this tower if they're all here. With Wind Ranger top. I would warn Wind Ranger that they're missing. We only saw Tide and PA.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is
Communication is key as far as when people are split pushing.
bottom tower under
This Fortify is really bad timed. I get what it's doing. It's kind of hurting them, but I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Oop, we're all done.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is being
As soon as the Fortify goes off, I'll be looking for an opportunity to fight because they're going to take a lot of damage. Does that make sense? So I'll be looking to hit like the Tide. And the moment the Skywrath comes, that's your new target because he's so squish. So I would jump over here and start hitting Sky for everything.
Dire's tower is under
Yeah.
Not much you could have done. Maybe you kill Sky, maybe you don't. That's about all that would change. You definitely weren't going to win the fight. That wasn't happening there. And you don't know that they have a ward here, but always make sure you check if you're in base. There's no reason not to.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
I understand your trepidation to cast Q here. I think you're right. I think PA might kill you if she jumps on you. Exactly what just happened to Wind Ranger would have happened to you.
Radiant's bottom tower is demolished.
That was fine. Good Yules. Yep, just unload on him. He has pipe. He's probably not going to die very easily, but doing the damage you can is worth.
Whole lot of murder going on here.
Sisters of the
Radiant's bottom barracks is
I mean, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do here.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under
Yeah.
attack.
Like
Radiant's
0.
Bottom barracks has fallen.
No
I'd sell your Iron Branch. That's about it. Alright, 3 people are up. Yep, clear out the base. We see Skywrath top. Ogre's running away from mid. You're drawing all over the map. I don't know why. I don't know what this paperclip is supposed to be. That's what it looks like. It looks like a paperclip, I'm just being honest.
I think orange or someone said that they were still like close to our base, and then I drew on the map to say we saw them over here. Just a little bit.
So you drew it as like an attachment, so that's why you did the paperclip?
No,
I'm just fucking with you.
I just scribbled like quickly to like indicate where it was, but
Good ping. Good job noticing they were in Roche. Run to a secret shop. You know that they're going to finish the Roche. This is a perfect time to get in there fast. Up. They're moving towards you. Fuck that. Alright, no, go back. He was warding. You see it. Excellent. Take that ward.
The Dire have
No, you're fucking Ags, dude. You're Ags.
8 to 11 minutes.
yeah.
You're Ags.
I'm trying to say bye bye.
Alright, buyback fair. Alright. Reasonable. Alright, you are way too far away from your team, by the way. So right here, use your team as the marker for safety. So if your team is here, you want to be over here. Right?
Yeah.
You're a little too far away. So when this fight starts, number 1, you're not really looking, but number 2, you're committing back to base. So see, they're about to get moved on. Right here, PA is about to commit. And all 3 heroes are within range. This is actually a really good spread for heroes, although CM's a little far up. She should be a little further over, like here. As much as Abaddon is also out of the way.
They had the Aegis. Like I didn't want to fight outside the base.
No, of course, but you still have to back your team just in case one of them overextends. Like what if? Okay, so what if PA really did throw her life away? Which this isn't the case because Side's gonna come in. But let's just pretend this is just a PA. Would that not be the best gift you've ever been given?
It would've been
PA
nice.
shows up Wind Ranger takes life number 1 basically for free, and then the rest of you guys CC PA till she dies.
A quantity of murder, both sick and wicked.
4 to go.
Monster kill. Double.
Nothing you could do there.
That went well.
Radiant's middle tower is being.
I mean, at this point, the game has been out of reach. I don't know if better play earlier, what I pointed out, would have won you the game, but it would have at least kept Enchantress down for a while, which would have helped. Oh no, the Tide's gonna live. He's gonna live. Ah!
Hours of trying. Did I kill him with my Nimbus?
Did you just get it from Courier? I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You took Aegis. You need to back up, my dude. You are way out of position. Get away. Fuck that life stealer. He's alone. Oh, no, okay. Abaddon's here. Abaddon's here. Good Yules. I like that Yules. Look at that. PA threw herself away. She threw her fucking life away. Good. You stayed near the back. A little bit too forward for my liking, but good. Alright. This needs to be taken care of. You can wait for Nimbus if you got to, and I would use it on this. 4 heroes are dead. You're not using it in the next 45 seconds for a fight. And Nimbus can handle this by itself. That's one of its best uses, is to push.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
I don't think Aeon is the answer. I know I always say that. So, you know, I hate Aeon Disc for most uses. The problem is that PA can activate it with 1 Q.
Yeah.
And Sky can do it with a QW. So your Aeon Disc is just get popped for free whenever you feel like it. What I might do is a Force Staff to get away from PA, or a Wind Waker. Upgrade your Yules to Wind Waker. Because a Wind Waker, what it would do for you here is allows you to move all your Yules, so you can Yules yourself and then go over trees and shit, like into the trees. That might be alright. Alternatively, other options would be Refresher, which isn't amazing on Zeus, but it's okay. It's like good. A Scythe, which I feel iffy about, but it could do the job. You could upgrade your Kaya with a Sange to give yourself health and status resistance. Oops. That would also be nice. Do you understand why all those items are better than Aeon Disc?
Inside the veil of
Yeah.
secrecy.
Aeon Disc isn't the worst. I'm not even saying it's not buyable. It's just, it's not good.
Radiant's top tower is under
Like, not buyable would be you buy a Divine Rapier. That's not buyable. That's crazy. I would use your illusions to scout their side of the map. I'd put one right here, near the low ground under their stairs, or the high ground, and I would put the other one into their lower jungle. And I'm saying those arbitrarily. It doesn't have to be exactly there, but those general regions give you a lot of information about the enemy's movements around the map. You could save it though, and the other benefit is okay. So, do you know what using an illusion room does?
It like phases you out for a second, doesn't it? Like Manta.
It actually purges you. It gets rid of silence.
Okay.
It's not even gonna say what illusion room does because I don't actually have a bottle. But if you look it up, you can actually use a bottle to get off silence. It works if it's a illusion room. So if you wanted to use it for that reason, since they have a dedicated silence, that would also be fine. It is actually super good sometimes to have an illusion rune for those clutch reasons and just be like, oh yeah, fuck you. Speed your core up. No. Okay, you're good. You're going to want to use all your stuff right now, I think. Nimbus was a little bit misplaced, so you weren't looking, I don't think. I think you just placed it on a map. Does that make sense? I don't think you ever look at the fight. I think you cast it off a map. Okay, you looked for a second. You casted it to try to kill PA. What I would have done is if you were looking at the fight itself before, you would have seen, let's see, Wind Ranger's diving forward. Sorry, I gotta free camera this because it's killing me. You would see this, you would have already ulted. earlier, and you would have done it to hit the tide too. So it would have been a little bit better place to cover this.
Yeah.
Out, out, out. Nope, out, 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 out. Fuck your support. Wind Ranger can fend for herself. She dead, but...
Wasn't nice.
By the way, Wind Ranger's probably dead because she didn't go right. She should have gone right to throw off vision. The last attack might not have been launched. Okay. Your farm is still up there, sort of. You actually surpassed Enchantress.
Yeah.
With consistent, like, just being in the back and making sure you're alive for the fights. Yep, just... Okay, now you have to use... Nimbuser? Nimbuser? Right? Nimbus right here. You have ult also, so I'd be ready for it. Oh. So, this is a weird situation. I'm going to slow this down for a moment. So, number one... I would Nimbus to cover right here, so it's harder to leave Nimbus. You do it a little too close, where it's easier to walk out diagonally or to the side. But Enchantress does stay on your high ground. So, I want to look at you for a second. I just want to get a little bit of... Oops. I just want to watch what you do. You're walking forward. See how you're walking backwards here? I know Tide's there, but this was the perfect opportunity to kill Enchantress real fast. I know you do end up moving on her, but the fear from the Tide costs you dearly because you've already used jump and you're 8 miles away. When they're under your tower like this and there's no PA, this is the time to be aggressive. Even though there's only 3 of you, I think you can get away with it.
Well, nobody else was like really going up with me except for Orange. I don't know where Mercy was.
So, you end up casting. Now see how you walk backwards again? This is the time to be solid on Enchantress. Because of you walking backwards, you actually are too far away to cast some of your spells. And then you walked to the right of this and then left. Did you see that? These small inefficiencies of movement are actually going to get Enchantress away. Because... Oh, that too. Okay, so this is going to sound really annoying. So your Q was about to be up. I would have waited for Q because you needed... When you stop to cast, Enchantress is going to walk farther away from you. And in fact, truth be told, because you didn't cast Q first, now if you Yules, she'll be out of range for Q, right? And you don't even have Yules, but even if you did, she'd be out of range. If you would cast Q first and you get silenced, you can just wait, walk away, and then ult. And Enchantress still dies if she doesn't have spirits up, which she doesn't actually. It looks like...
She's using them right now, isn't she?
I don't see the buff.
Right.
Maybe she is?
I think they just went.
So you would actually have your ult. She'd be at a little bit more health. Now she does die, right? Nope, maybe not. But she lives because of a little bit of positioning. I think if the Nimbus was a little bit better, you waited for Q a millisecond and cast Q instead of casting ult first, I think you might be able to kill her as soon as the silence went away on you. I know that's only like minuscule, but it's also because you wasted jump earlier against Tide too, so you didn't have your jump to get directly on top of her. I'd be looking. Okay, she's healing now. All right, cool. Go back to base. You did look good. You still have buyback. Yeah, it's the painful thing here is that you have plenty of farm, but well, not plenty. You have decent farm. Because honestly, everybody should have more farm, of course.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
The game is still technically winnable. One more team fight that's a win for you guys would almost even the odds. Based on they have a 9k advantage. Maybe 2 team fights would definitely help. That Thomas Relic should be yours. By the way, your jungle items has also been really inefficient. This should have been what you took before. Oh, other team, sorry. This is still what you need to take, right? Don't forget it. We need jungle items that enhance our spellcasting. That's the other team, I know that. Rocket for going the buyback.
Yeah.
Who am I watching right now? Not keeping buyback. Spell Prism is on your team. Send that bad boy to yourself. You better believe it. Be careful. You're definitely a prime target for death right now. I back up. Nimbus is fine. I'm a little hesitant just because you don't know if a fight's going to start. I might not have used it there. I think it'll be alright. Maybe wait until your Spell Prism, at least you would have got the 12% cooldown, so it would be up a little bit earlier. It'd be up by about 5 seconds earlier. Roughly. Fuck Telescope, support can carry Telescope.
Yeah.
It's just hard because Crystal Maiden's net worth is so unbelievably low that it's shocking.
Bounty.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy to me. It's so easy to get money as supports if you're in the fights and stuff. Oh, good kill. Your Wormage is really doing work. Okay, I would, if you think it's possible they're in Roche, I would Nimbus it. If you guys just want to do Roche, then that's fine to check. Alright. You guys don't know where they are. Did you guys use a scan? No, you still have scan. Oh, is that you? I see a scan. No, that's them. They were where you guys were doing Roche. Alright, I would be scanning too. I would be wondering if they're over here or over here. I would find out where they are. Because they're most likely, and let's even pause. They're most likely on the other side of the map. Look, we would know they're all top, right? Looks like they're there.
Lord. Do you have the sync problem on Steam right now, where everything you click is out of sync?
No, I don't think so. I've had it before, though. You know, for funsies, do you want me to review my own game after this? So you can watch me pick myself apart? Maybe I'll choose a game we were all in. Me, you, and other people. It's so sad that Furry's not around right now. Fucking vacation, little piece of shit. I think Nimbus is great here. Okay, good Nimbus, good Nimbus. That was fine. You're going into... I don't know what was happening with your camera. Your camera's awful right now. You should be here, but it's okay. Lifestealer is the most farmed hero in the game right now.
Yeah. You got the move on.
Oh, by the way, does Mercy know that if you cast Miscoil on somebody else when you're ulting, you heal? Because it damages you, right? He takes 50% of whatever it is, which means he's going to take 155 damage. But since he's ulting, he heals 155. So like you want to Miscoil when you're ulting. I just wanted to note that. It's kind of an important mechanic for him, is that you want to take damage, so you purposely damage yourself. Ninja Gear. Too bad you have no agility heroes.
Wind Ranger could take it.
Not an agility hero.
Oh yeah, I guess it gives her max attack speed anyways when she uses her crap.
So I'm worried again that we don't see any of them. Make sure we're using these scans when they're ready, especially if somebody's holding Telescope, which they are. You guys have 50% scan cooldowns. You know, use them. This is really risky. Okay, you see people. So right now is why I watch the minimap. There's a fight going on bottom. It's just on Abaddon. Nah, fuck him.
I had TP'd away.
Oh, Wind Ranger showed him. Shut up. Yeah, you have your Nimbus though. All right. Did you just cast Nimbus? This is one of the few times where I would ult right off the bat. I know I told you to hold off. Here's why. Wind Ranger right now is power shotting. Sorry, she's focus firing PA. So we need to burst PA. So if we can do the ult before PA gets BKB off, then PA might die. And you did. Excellent. I just stay top. Walking was a good idea, but the fight's obviously already over, so I would push one of these lanes.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna need you.
Double kill.
They got your Nimbus and they got your ult. They don't need nothing else. Nimbus top wave, push up bottom. I would jump to it too. PA's died so many times to Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger is really carrying you guys to a large degree. With relatively little farm too.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Yep, getting out is the right move here. How dare you kill the jungle creeps? Let's see. I think you being a base is smart. Yep, there they come.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Does PA have a power 3 the whole game?
Radiant's middle
I
tower
don't
is being attacked.
I don't know why I don't remember it. There's a ward here. You haven't checked those, so you don't know. You should know that. By the way, that they just told you you had a ward. By the way, after you solidify the situation, I believe PA jumps right before they hit high ground. They would have lost vision from that creep dying, and she jumps. Burst, ult. Yep, just keep casting your Q. You're doing the right thing. What you're looking at is a little bit wonky because you're way over to the left, but your Ion Disc was still up, by the way, so you totally wasted your Yules. You're doing the right thing by trying to get her slowed. Let him go. Of course, I wouldn't dodge a slow like that. It's a waste of your Yules. Nimbus. Yep, perfect. A little bit too far left, but generally perfect. I would say it's fine. Good enough.
Dominant performance.
Good CC on the enchant, making sure to hit her with every single casting.
Mega kill.
He blinked. I wouldn't even bother chasing. You're not getting him, so if they want to go crazy for him, they can go crazy on it. Crazy for him. It's not worth it. It's one hero. It's a Tide versus a Lifestealer. Lifestealer has 27,000 net worth. Tide has 20. Like, I'm not worried about it. If Lifestealer can lose that battle, then Lifestealer deserves to lose that battle.
Yeah. You watched a Spectre game that I had too, right?
Yeah. I watched part of it. I didn't watch all your Spectre game. I only watched most of the ending, I think.
Void, but nobody came with me.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
I was so sad. I was like, nobody came, and Mercy was like, I thought you were farming over there.
Yeah, heroes. Come on.
Wicked sick.
Sorry for the yawn. I get tired.
Yeah. It's 10 o'clock already.
I didn't sleep well last night, so
That sucks.
that's my own fault. I was watching spooky things late at night. So I reap what I sow. Sorry, nothing interesting was happening, so I had no commentary for you.
Yeah. No one's just really doing anything at the moment, really.
You guys have Aegis. So you're going to want to take this bottom tower. It's free. Oh, there's two. Actually, sorry, PA's dead. So, no, yeah, push mid. Your vision is killing me. The way you look. Do you see it, by the way? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, this is where we're looking, right? Like, where you were looking, you can't even see the enemy heroes. I can barely see a small tidbit of ogre right here. You wouldn't even know. Oh yeah, Enchantress is there too. I mean, nothing else you could do. Wind Ranger went too close to Enchantress and had to waste BKB to live, so...
Yeah.
E-Blade's a good item, too. Nimbus. I would ult.
Nice.
My sprites are with us.
Did you see how low Tide's health was, by the way?
Yeah.
So, if your eyes were right here, you would see this and you would ult it immediately, but you wait.
Sprites are with us.
And now Tide's healing. So Tide lives because of your, I guess you'd say, inattentiveness. Do you see how much health he healed too? Because he has all these items. So like Tide was an easy kill, and now I think Tide lives. Okay, he dies, but at the cost of Lifestealer. Because Lifestealer has to commit for it. I believe he dies to enchant. He loses his first life. You have Scythe, but I know that there's no Wind Ranger to kill PA. So this looks like a bad fight. If you want to fight, you can, but it looks really bad. Enchant PA looks impossible. Okay. Let me ask you. I'm going to ask you. So, buyback on Tide. You think to leave, and then you turn around. What do you want to do?
I don't run away is what I want to do. I don't know.
But you cast Nimbus on this invisible Enchantress.
I think it's bugged. I don't think she's actually invisible.
I know. You Nimbus on this Enchantress, and then you die. like you know what I mean? Like you didn't need to be here. If you just turned around in the first place, you could have got out and jumped. But because of that reverberation effect, Mercy gets caught too, because they feel tough enough that they can chase him. I think you and Mercy live if you just got out. That was a big boo-boo.
There's even bigger ones at the end.
Every coin helps.
Hit him with a lightning bolt. They're fighting. Make sure you're watching. Now you are. And this is why travels could be a good buy for you too, to get rid of the arcane in order to be here.
Yeah.
But too late. Yo, you have an ability that's an AoE lightning bolt, and you don't use it on creeps at all. Like you could stop. I was gonna say you could have actually stopped that PA from showing up. You could have canceled PA's travels. So number one, it has to do with obviously where you're looking, but you didn't know right off the bat. So you're chilling. You're doing you. So creep wave's coming. You know you want it, right? So I would look towards the creep wave. So this creep has 348 health with no magic resistance. So right now as it stands, the lightning bolt would immediately cancel PA's teleport. You actually cast another Q and still have time but you wait to cast a third Q instead of using Lightning Bolt like I've been instructing you to do so. I know obviously it's not a live game, but... And what happens? PA TP's in, blows your Aeon Disc like it wasn't even there, and now PA's in your base when you're down 3 heroes. You could have actually kept PA across the map, and maybe you guys don't get pushed in here. You could have even E-bladed to help for more damage on the creep if you didn't think you'd make it. You don't have Aeon Disc, my man. You are crazy. Watch out for the Enchantress. Enchantress does 8 billion damage. You're also not looking. Lifestealer bought back? Why?
I don't know.
Nothing was happening. Everybody was getting pushed back. No, you're too far. You're too far. Back up. There you go. Good. Yeah, sometimes it does feel like you listen to me. I know this game is in the past, but sometimes I feel like I tell you to do something and then you do it. It's weird. Maybe my voice has started to ingrain itself in your brain. You're like, oh yeah, I should back up.
I think WWCD every game.
But we proved this too. I'm not the best example of what somebody should do because I'm not a pro player by any means, but, you know, fair bracket, I think it's fair. I don't know what you just upgraded. You bought something.
Not the blessing. Did I have room for
Goodbye, Rocket.
Yeah.
So what went wrong? The fight's happening. I think you should be there. I think you're right. It's a Wind Ranger with Lifestealer inside. So you're doing the right thing by going close. I think... you Yule's the Tide. I think you Scythe the PA. PA is now BKB. Okay. So now... now you Yule's Tide right after Ags.
Yeah.
I would Yule's him right off the bat. Do not give him a chance to ult. Because he gets the chance to double ult, that's why you die. I'm not saying you would have lived for sure, but it does help your team's counter initiation if Tide's just like not doing his job.
Also, Wind Ranger bought back there.
Well, you're in a pickle. Wait. Scythe the PA. Don't do it anymore. She has Octarine. Scythe. Scythe, you already popped the... There you go. There you go. Mana boot.
I'll do better next time.
It's funny how people... I'm not criticizing, but everybody thinks there's too many hotkeys in Dota.
The job is done.
Oh, okay. I guess it is kind of right. It's funny how I know how people think there's a lot of hotkeys in Dota, but when all your abilities are on cooldown, it's like, you know, mana boot. Wasn't a big deal though. Not a huge focus. You guys won the fight, so good on you. Look how you're pinging it because Crystal Maid is not helping you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It says Enchantress for I don't know what reason.
I think she was getting tilted that they keep losing team fights. But they keep diving base, so they lose them.
Well, it's sad because Enchantress is doing most of their damage, so...
Yeah.
But they were out. They didn't have title. They used title. Both of his ults in the fight in the jungle. That's why they didn't have title. If they had title, they kill you guys there, I think.
Yeah.
To be honest. You guys should run for end, I think. Bait the PA to show up.
Nobody's there, though.
Okay, multiple buybacks. Okay. You hit yourself with a knee blade when Aeon Disc was still going. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So here's what I would do. I'm going to play it in slow motion just for everybody's convenience. I'd be watching yourself always. There's a PA. So, PA moves on you. and popped your Aeon. I would jump backwards, Heavenly Jump. I'd save your E-Blade if you need it. Heavenly Jump. Heavenly Jump! Heavenly Jump!
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
I hate you, Rocket. Now I would E-Blade yourself. Scythe, good Scythe. Heavenly Jump! Awesome. Yeah, hit him with Nimbus, hit him with Nimbus, hit him with Nimbus. Yeah. He jumped away.
Yeah.
I like that extra Heavenly Jump that you didn't need to do just to make up for the Heavenly Jump you didn't do earlier.
Oh, I think here's where bad things happen.
Well, you guys shouldn't be farming here. There's 4 up. Now 5. This is crazy.
This'll come in handy.
This is like Loco. This is not where we play. Especially, okay, so 2 heroes have left you, right? You need to see how much in danger you're in. Tell Wind Ranger, get the fuck out. If you're really that worried about it too, ult. 100-second cooldown. Just check where they are, right? I see 3 mids, so it should be fine. Yep, 3 mid-ish. 4.
Illusion.
I'd farm this camp over here. Need your refresher like right now. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Also, I would still be checking for wards because there's free money right here.
Yeah.
So, at the beginning of every team fight, and I know that you have other items like Scythe and stuff, fuck that. Unless you have all of the time in the world, being in the team fight should be Nimbus ult, Refresher, Nimbus ult. The ults are going to really pressure Skywrath to not be in the fight. And the double Nimbuses, which you should use as almost a Venn diagram, but a little closer in, on whatever hero you need to, like PA or Enchantress, are going to make it so they basically can't move. Because it's going to go bang, 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 and they're going to try to get out of it, and it's very difficult. And then you'll cast all your CC afterwards. I know you're not going to get your double Yules or your double E-Blade. Fuck that. Doesn't matter. If you get the double ult, double Nimbus, that's all that matters. If you were skilled enough where you think you can Scythe right at the beginning, like Scythe, double ult, ult, Nimbus, Refresher, and then do it all over again, sure. But I have doubts about the reasonability of that. Alright, gotta kill PA twice. You think you're up for it?
I don't know.
I think you're not. Tier 5 items. Seer Stone. Yo, grab that bad boy. 350 cast range?
Yeah, teams.
Oh, it is Enchantresses, isn't it? Get your own Seer Stone. Oh, it's not bad. Forest Boots.
To my house.
Gives you crazy move speed. Look how fast you are. Zoom! Zoom! And the cooldown for the Force is 8. That's crazy. They still have vision in your thing. Nobody's de-warding!
I know.
Ah!
Where's the sentry ward? Where's my W's?
Does Ogre have items? I haven't really felt them relevant. They're all defense, so that's okay.
Yeah, he's got the Lilith's sword.
I thought the Low Sword was untied, to be honest with you. I'm a little surprised. Why doesn't everybody have Dig in 5 at this point? I gotta be honest, when I wanted to watch a Herald game, I really thought that we were gonna all have Diggins. This is what I was led to believe was the case, you know? What is she doing? No, show up, Rocket, run! Run over there. Just be close.
No way I can make it.
Just start. You have force baits. Start fucking pushing her. You dumbass. Hold. Good refresher. That was good. That was good. Yeah, you gotta use these things, dude. You got these 4. Yeah, there you go. Too late. You were like just too late too. TP. You're lucky that you didn't die. Oh, Stygian on their team. Game's over. PS is gonna have Stygian.
Here's where the big boo-boo comes. I do bad things.
Okay, so you're gonna walk over to a PA. You're gonna die. Okay, you're back. Good, good, good.
Top barracks are under attack.
Yeah.
Good. You're fine.
Here it comes. Here it goes. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you see this, yeah? You know what this is?
I actually did not see that. I didn't notice that.
They seer stoned you. Worse is they seer stoned you, and you said, "Hey, actually, what's the biggest mistake you made? I'd love to hear it."
I walked forward.
Nope.
No.
It's your camera, my friend. You can't see anything. Because you would have seen... Well, they're all invisible for no reason, but... You would have seen PA, this invisible piece of armor, approaching if you were looking, and gone, "Ah, PA!" But instead, you barely see PA because of your camera positioning. And then, yes, you also walk forward.
No more middle tower for Radiant.
Did he have a abyssal or was it a first step back?
Abyssal. I will also be honest. Your support didn't help you at all. Had Glimmer Cape, by the way. Was also standing right there the whole fight, right?
Yeah.
Like, I hate to be critical, but like, okay, ready?
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Crystal Maiden is a little far away. Could have been moving towards you, could glimmer you, might have saved you. I'm not saying that, like, we're only worrying about your mistakes, obviously. We're not worrying about other people's mistakes, but, you know, just something to consider. Okay, game ends, right?
Yeah, the game ends. Everyone died.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough game. There were definitely a lot of mistakes in the early game. Mid-game felt okay. And some just late game positioning mistakes. But really the tone of the game was set near the beginning. Let's check the stats real quick.
The Wind Ranger and Lifestealer went crazy. While
Yeah.
they had just...
A little bit. You didn't do as much damage as I would have thought. Lifestealer almost outdamaged you, which is rare since Zeus does most stuff, you know what I mean? It's a hard game. Definitely a little bit of underutilization for Zeus, but it's okay. So let's see if we can find a game that's interesting that we played together. I don't know when we played together.
Been a while.
Oh, here's a game. We lost this game. Who were you? Silencer. That's less interesting. Let's just look at your last heroes. I'm gonna pick a random game based on just any hero I feel like.
Oh, mine? Don't pick the one with... I mean, I guess you could pick the one with Bryn Mother, but it was unranked, so I was just screwing around.
Oh, that's so painful. That score. Oof. Okay, I don't want this game. I don't think that's an honest. I saw some Inspector games. I feel maybe Lena. I could help you, Lena. I think I watched part of this game
Yeah, it's the one that had the Ember Smurf.
He did win. What's his rank? He's an Archon. He's Archon. He's probably not a Smurf. He's Archon.
I mean, Rampage February 13th, Rampage February 16th.
Well, remember, he's an Archon. He's an Archon in a game against a Herald, Crusader, Guardian, and one Archon.
Profile user has not yet set up their Steam community profile.
Yeah, some people don't. They just play Dota. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, right? I'm just saying
80% win rate with Zeus with a 5
okay,
streak.
that's fair. That's fair. He doesn't have
72%
that one's a little sus, but
with a 6 streak.
I'll be honest. He's not perfect. He's not like an immortal coming into your game because he died, right, multiple times.
I mean, sure, but I mean, he's still probably like ancient.
Possibly, that's possible. It's definitely possible. He did make mistakes, but he was pretty good. I don't know. Well, what do you think would be the most helpful? I can either review this game. I can. Do I have time to coach you?
A different Lena game.
I guess. I don't know. I guess I'll stop because I don't have a lot of time anyway in the broadcast because time is of the essence. Appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you all next time.